Sam Dunn.
I too will be reading from the fabulous collection, from the fabulous Barbara Abercrombie, Cherished. And to my students, some of you who are here, let this be a lesson. When you get stuck on a book, you can't make it work, give up and do essays for a while. So, this is a mashup of parts of True Love. Where to put Gabe was our most immediate problem when we ended up at lot number 78 in the Enchanted Hills Mobile Home Park. Gabe, and I say this without hint of hyperbole or exaggeration, was one of the most beautiful geldings ever to bear hoof upon the earth. I see him again every time I go to a movie theater and the logo for TriStar Pictures appears on the screen. The strong white chest, the thundering legs, the wings of Pegasus spreading across the darkness, illuminating each person's face for a moment. Gabe, too, was pure white and built like he could carry the world, yet still take flight. Because of his Arabian dam, Gabe had a finer nose and his eyes were rounder, blacker globes. The pink and gray speckled skin of his muzzle showed his Appaloosa side, but apart from those small differences, he could have been that Pegasus. The fact that his name was Gabriel never felt like coincidence, archangel of the Annunciation, bringer of new order, of mercy and redemption for those who responded to him. Our love for Gabriel was the only point of agreement my mother, grandmother, and I ever shared. I will write about him many times in my eventual career, and I will once receive a dismissive note from an editor at a New York publishing house going over one of my essays, incredulous that it was possible for me to own a horse if we indeed lived in a trailer park. Oh, Tiffany, Buffy, Madison of the Hunt Club ponies and the show horse circuit, of the Connecticut Address and the Seven Sisters education. 3 words made it possible: sacrifice, determination, delusion. I fell in love with Gabe the instant I saw him. Before I ever put my foot in the stirrup, it didn't matter that he sidestepped and tossed his head, bolted like a sidewinder, and had the power to whiplash the neck of any timid rider. Whatever made him that way, I understood. I knew that kind of anger. I was at home with it. In exchange for my understanding, he gave me his beauty. He gave me power to move freely, and it seemed that his arched neck and even gait conferred on my family a kind of nobleness, a respectability that was otherwise hard for a single mother, an aging grandmother, and one young girl to come by on their own. Man's best friend may indeed be the dog, but for a girl such as myself, a horse is not only best friend, but also protector and confidant. I rode Gabe so much, so far, that I came to believe my heartbeat was the sound of his hooves. I rode him as if we were running for our lives until he was so tired his head did hang like a dog's, and I would get off and walk beside him for miles in the open horizon of the New Mexico Llano. I swam with him in lakes. One time, I rode him in a relay race at a gymkhana, and the saddle slipped at a full gallop, and I was knocked out, a tangling rag doll underneath him as the herd of other riders thundered around us. But he stood stock still, not daring to lift a hoof. He was still standing, muscles quivering, when people finally reached me. Gabriel, angel of mercy. Thank you.